Kobe, how you do that? 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 Kobe, how you do that?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, madres and padres, nieces and nephews, uncles and aunts, we are back for another edition of the DJ Focus Podcast with my main girl, Quantitated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. We have a very fun-filled, enlightening show for you today. High-level conversation as always high-level conversation. Always high-level conversation from our guests because we love to pick their brain. But today, we have a special guest in the building, a Lehigh Valley legend. He don't like when I call him that. It's true, though. The one and only, my main man, Mr. Michael Frisetto, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man, I appreciate that introduction.
Mike, Money Mike, we have all been seeing what you have been doing in the Lehigh Valley over the last few years. It's definitely unparalleled. It's definitely something that, people don't do, What's your inspiration, man? What makes you work so hard? What makes you constantly want to give us new events and ideas? What's going on?
Well, you were not lying when you said it's high level right from the start.
From the start.
You told me to get ready.
Get ready.
Where's the motivation come from? You know what? I have to say I was always I was always motivated to bring something to people or like the masses or the community. Ever since I was a kid, even in elementary school. So just a little background. My dad and my dad's dad, they came from Allentown, right by the Jordan Park. That was like an Italian section.
Okay.
Back in the.
Are you Italian?
Frisetto, yeah. That's.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my dad's, the Italian side, and then my mom's Filipino.
Oh.
So I always get like Puerto Rican or
I
Mexican.
thought you was a poppy. I was about to say, ¿Cómo estás? Okay.
And then I'm married to a Colombian, so I always get,
My wife is Colombian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, partly.
Best in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
I gotta say
Hey,
that,
baby.
but it's true.
Well, we listen, Colombian and us black women, okay?
Oh no, absolutely,
Don't
absolutely.
discredit us now.
Absolutely.
Y'all, listen. A lot of Colombians is black too. All right.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
you're right.
Yeah, Colombia is a place like Americans. They Colombian. I'm American. But that don't mean they ain't down with the struggle. All right. But go ahead.
That's true. Me and my sister, we were born on the east side. When we were like 3-4 years old, my parents moved because they saw, in the 90s what was happening to Allentown and especially the school district.
Right.
So they said, let's move over to the next school district over, which was Parkland. So
Okay.
They bought a house like 2 blocks away from across the border. That's where I grew up. Right up, if you take like 19th Street up to the top of the hill, right where that Shell gas station is, the Paddock area, that's where I grew up. And but all my relatives and everything was still in Allentown. So here I am in the 90s going to Parkland, and to be honest, I mean, everybody got different struggles and stuff like that. It was a struggle for me when I was a young age, because I was going to school with farmers and stuff that never seen anybody of a different color. So it was me and maybe like 2 other people in my elementary school that had something different than white in them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how it was in Parkland in the early 90s. But I always question things. I don't know where that came from. My dad was part of a union and always came home saying, "Hey man, if management, if people come together, if the workers come together, they could fight against management if they're not being, fair." He was a part of a union for 35 years. He was a mailman for 30 years in Bethlehem. So I don't know. Maybe that stuck with me.
Okay. Okay.
I always just questioned the authority. So I got in trouble a lot when I was in elementary school, middle school, high school. But I think that's where the motivation came from, was just that I realized that if you do question authorities and the status quo, that's how changes are made.
Right.
If you just keep accepting things that you don't really agree with, nothing's really gonna change.
Right.
And I was always like part of the reason going, why is it this way? Can it be a different way?
So basically what you're saying is it was the fact that you questioned the system as it was. You questioned things that they were, and it always something didn't sit all the way right with you. So you figured you wanted to be the catalyst for change.
Yeah, I felt that ever since I was in elementary school.
Okay.
And I think the kids knew that I was a little different, and then that, if anybody was going to question anything, it was probably going to be me. So then I felt like everybody was looking at me. Like if they thought something was going to go wrong, I could see the class looking at me like, "Yo, man, you going to say something?"
Right.
It was like that through elementary, middle school, high school, and it just never changed.
Right.
But then once I started getting into my first time, I've been doing activism work and community volunteerism for like 18 years now. The first thing that I did when I was in college was back when Bush was president. It was called the Weed and Seed Foundation. 2006, 2007, there was a national grant. This guy, Sam Martinez, was the executive director of that grant in Allentown. And I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a boxing gym that opened up on Ridge and Tillman.
Okay.
On Ridge and Tillman. And Louis Melendez was the boxing.
Is that the one that we had here?
It might be. What was the guy's name we had here, the Spanish guy?
I think that was
That was him?
Because he was talking about the grant.
Older cat. He's
What's
older,
the name
right?
of the gym?
I think that was just called the Allentown Boxing Gym when it opened up.
Okay. It might be the same
But
dude.
it's not open anymore. It closed down. But the guy who was the head trainer was Louis Melendez, and he trained me in boxing when I was like a troubled teen and stuff like that a few years earlier. So
Slide that over.
So I, once I saw that.
Shout out to Lexi, Samantha, Johnny, Eva, Jay. We see y'all. We gonna get to the comments in the minute. I just wanna get my boy. I want y'all to get a feel for what he got going on. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, so once I saw that when the community comes together and some people that are passionate come together for a good cause, how much impact it could have on a community. And that was when I was 19. I was just on it right after that project on Ridge and Tillman. I was just like, oh man, I want to do this forever. And here I am 18 years later, still doing, community service stuff. And yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I feel like I have the most impact now, that I've been in it 18 years because, you get more effective. But I still feel like for the last probably 8 to 10 years, I feel like I have one foot out all the time. And I always contemplate that every year. Like, is this going to be my last year doing this? Is this going to be my last year doing that? I've been thinking about that for the last 8 to 10 years.
Well, I can tell you now, do not stop because you're going on an upward trajectory, my friend. And we all see it. I mean, I know as an event coordinator, community activist, I fancy myself that as well. Big shout out to Bougie, Tony Ortiz. Hey, y'all. As a community activist myself and an event coordinator, an event planner, and somebody who, wants to bring these magnificent things to the community, I know how hard it could be. And I know you can get jaded. And I know you can feel as though, you're not making as much progress as you wanted to, as you thought you did. But outside looking in, we all see it. And we like, yo, man, the progress is there. I would say, I don't even know if I can name one person who's doing it exactly like you. There's a lot of us out here that, bringing different events and different things to the Lehigh Valley. But the way you do it, I don't think I can name one person that just touches so many different facets, whether it be music fest, whether it be reggae fest, whether it be your events, different things you got planned. You reach a lot of people. You touch a lot of people. So don't stop. Don't quit. Like Puff Daddy said, don't stop. Did he say don't stop or did he say take that? Well, you know what I mean. Listen.
Well, thank you for those words. To be honest, those are the words that keep me going for the last 18 years. When I hear that type of feedback from people in the community, that that sticks with me for a long time. So I appreciate those words. Oh,
yes, sir, man. You definitely deserve them, man. So, give us some insight on what you got coming up next.
For 2024?
For 2024. What's on the Movement Moves Media platform and plate for 2024? What you got coming up next? We want to know. Yeah. And to all our listeners, we're going to get to that high-level conversation in a minute. We just want to get our interview, but we want to get to this high-level conversation too, and we still giving out cash apps to the 100th comment, 150th comment, 200th comment. We giving out cash apps on any platform. Make sure you guys are liking and sharing. So make sure that y'all like, share, and comment, especially when we get into the high-level conversation. We want your feedback. We want to hear what you guys got to say. It always makes for a way better podcast when you guys are involved in it. Next week, we're going to have the Zoom links up where you can actually not only call in, but you better get your hair done and your makeup did because you're going to be on TV too.
Yes, Samantha. All right? We need one here, baby.
We're going to bring the Zoom links in and we're going to have y'all next right up there. All right. So, yeah, what we got going on for 2024?
2024, that's perfect timing too, because this week we just got done with all the meetings that kind of solidified our calendar year for 2024. The next thing we got going on is July 6th. That's our flagship event, One Earth Reggae Fest at Steel Stacks. Our vision for that, for Movement Moves Media, is to grow One Earth Reggae Fest to the largest free reggae festival in the country. So last year we had over 12,000 people. This is our third year now, and this year we're expecting 15 to 20,000. The largest one is down in Atlanta, Georgia. It's called B Reggae. We're not in competition with them, but we were just trying to reach their level. They get about 50,000 people. So we're trying to get to that level. Probably within 3 to 5 years, we think we could get there. But this is by far the best, most effective, I would say most fun lineup that we have out of the last 3 years. I'm really excited for this year. We have more vendors, so people don't have to wait 45, 50 minutes in line for DNS restaurant for all their Jamaican food. Right. So it looks like we're going to have some more vendors, some more.
I got to get me a Jamaican outfit.
Yeah, we could talk, man. If you guys want to be involved some other way, I know you're.
I was going to say we will be broadcasting live the DJ Focus podcast. Me and Quana will be broadcasting live from One Earth Reggae Fest this year. We're honored. Thank you for the opportunity. We're going to be bringing in a lot of different artists. We're going to be reggae artists. We're going to be rocking with my boy Bez Music, Solid Ground Media Group. We're going to really, really make sure that stage that you blessed us with is absolutely, fun and interactive, and we're gonna have something special planned for everybody. So make sure y'all come to One Earth Reggae Fest and see the lineup that my boy Money Mike Frisetto got set up. But also come see me and Quana, because the DJ Focus podcast will be broadcasting live from One of the Reggae Fest. I'm really excited about that. Like, I have been thinking about it since we talked. Like, I'm really excited about that opportunity and what it is we can help bring to it,
Yes,
so
me
too,
too, because I got you. I'm about to be on Fashion Nova tonight looking for a fit. Yeah,
that's right. I'm coming in with no shirt on, no shirt on, and a Jamaican flag on my head. I'm gonna be lying and telling everybody I'm from Trinidad.
Well,
I'm gonna tell everybody I'm West Indian.
I know. Anytime you guys take the stage, you guys bring the good, the good vibes, the good energy. I'll never forget, the 50th anniversary of hip hop, award ceremony in October at Steel Sax. Quana, you did an amazing job on stage.
Thank you.
You took control of that stage, and everybody loved that. You were up there hosting it. Couldn't think of anybody else better than you. And then even I got a great story with Kaleem. That the night before the award ceremony, we had a pre-party at Main Gate, and there was a little altercation up on stage.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Menace had the music going, and all of a sudden the music stopped. People started walking out of Main Gate. They're like, "Oh man, there's a fight." Music stopped. And I was like, "What?" Because I wasn't inside. I was like, "What?" And all of a sudden, like maybe 8-9 minutes later, the music starts playing. I'm like, "Oh, it's all good." And then all of a sudden, I see Menace walking out, Bassline walking out. I'm like, who's playing the music? And Kaleem's playing the music, and everybody starts dancing again. Kaleem's playing the music off his phone.
Right. I had my phone and a mic, and I killed it.
Nobody left.
Nobody left. I had him in there, Harlem shaking, electric sliding. I had him in there, electric sliding and all of that. I said, look, big shout out to Main Gate Nightclub for giving me that opportunity, because I swear to God, when I got up there, first of all, I know what I could do on the phone, all right, let alone on the turntables. I just know what songs to play. But when I got up there, got on the mic, I did so good, man. They started bringing me bottles. They paid me. I was a DJ. Yeah, I got paid. They gave me bottles. I said, oh. And me and Dom's relationship actually blossomed since then. Yeah. And now he's giving me the opportunity to throw my events at his club. So we got DJ Envy coming in on February 16th, hosted by Quana Tatted, of course. Okay, and we dropping that flyer tonight. That flyer is just got finished. Big shout out to all of the DJs we got on there. Bez Music, Bree Love. It's gonna be a whole situation. AC the host, my main man Red McFly hosting. Oh man, it's gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be a big deal, man. February 16th. I can't wait to show y'all that flyer. But yeah, man, that was a good night. And the thing about it was, we went to the Interstar Awards, and because I was end up DJing till 2-3 in the morning, I was no good for the next daggone day, and that's how I ended up missing the daggone Hip Hop Awards, because I had a hangover. The Lord forgive me, but I was no good. I was no good.
Free liquor, right?
Yeah,
all that free liquor. They gave me a free bottle. But I tell you, I do regret missing the Hip Hop Awards. I will not miss it this year. It is something. It is amazing thing that you do
dope.
with that.
I have fun. I have fun. I love just communicating with the people, walking around. Like, that's what I love about hosting, is like, I'm a people person. So just being able to walk around, communicate with people, making sure everybody's okay and having a good time.
Desiree, hey,
and
girl.
Then being on stage doing my little thingy. You know what I mean?
Right.
You were great. So that is another one that we're bringing back. So we got One Earth Reggae Fest at Steel Stacks, July 6th. We have 2 dates at 2 stages during Music Fest, August 3rd and 9th. And then we have the I think it was such a success last year. That's why so many people said, "Man, this we appreciate this opportunity just to have something be thrown together for the hip hop community."
Yeah.
We're bringing back the Lehigh Valley Hip Hop Awards again. We believe we're going to be changing venues. It's not going to be at Steel Stacks this year. I believe we're going to be doing it a whole weekend there, October 5th and 6th. Downtown Allentown at Miller Symphony Hall.
Oh, that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be.
The Inner Star is gonna be on the 5th, and then the whole red carpet's gonna be set up and everything. Then the hip hop show is gonna be on the 6th.
Oh, so both back to back.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh snap! Oh yeah, Indigenous Black man. What's up, big dog? Yeah. I listen. Just I don't care. Put me a part of it this year. I know you had
to like swim.
I know you had the break dances. And that was the good thing about the hip hop awards, though. You had
really
all
hip-hop.
these elements of hip hop, break dancing and scratching and mixing, and people think that hip hop is busting your gun and being a thug, but that's not what hip hop is at all. It's not what it was birthed from, and it's really not. It's not even a real component of hip hop. Hip hop is break dancing. It's graffiti, right?
Beatboxing,
DJ,
yeah.
Right, all of the good stuff. All of the good stuff. So, no, shout out to you for bringing that to the Valley, man. Shout out to all of the nominees. Shout out to all of the winners. Yeah, man, that was it was a unique event.
Yeah, you know what? It was like a history lesson for me too. I got to meet so many people
right.
doing the research for that event, because it was a good 9 months of once we got the green light of research and meeting people, the original people that brought hip hop to the Lehigh Valley, back in the 80s, 90s, that are still hip hop heads today, and a lot of the younger generations don't really know about them yet. Unless you get to the DJ Menaces and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, I remember him. He was
right.
before me, and he started in the 90s. So to get to know those people and to have conversations with them, it was a real honor. And it just so happened that it was the 50th anniversary last year. So
yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah,
and shout out to DJ Menace too. That's my boy. I had him at the Oktoberfest we threw. And he did the tribute, 50th anniversary of Hip Hop Tribute. And shout out to Asha Burton. She was out there, and they had a whole little dance routines that they was doing and everything. So, we was able to get our 50th anniversary of Hip Hop Tribute on too. You know what I mean? So shout out to DJ Menace, my brother. He's definitely a legend in this game. You know what I mean? If you want to do it like somebody, do it like Menace. He owned the club. He been all over the radio. We've been doing this for years. He made it his life. You know what I mean? And was very is very successful at it. So big shout out to DJ Menace, man. Absolutely. All right. So got the Hip Hop Festival coming up. You got the Reggae Festival coming up. Celebrity boxing?
Wow. Yeah. How is that already out in the community?
No, you told me.
Oh, okay. That was a private conversation.
Oh, okay. Should I not have said anything?
No,
okay.
No, it's all good. Yeah, so we have the Lehigh Valley Celebrity Boxing Night. The last time we were going to host this was going to be April of 2020. So it was 1 month after COVID shut down the world.
Okay.
We had all our press conferences already. We were already on WFMZ, Morning Call. We already sold 100 tickets at $100 each. They were the ringside tickets, VIP tickets. We were going to sell out 1,000 tickets easy, because that was 5-6 weeks before the event.
Wow.
And then COVID happened. So since then, the community, some of the sponsors and stuff have asked me, hey, are you guys going to bring that back? Are you going to bring that back? And we were just like, no, it was a big undertaking. But we believe we're going to try to bring it back. Might not be this year, might push it back to 2025, but I think it is coming in the future.
So should I start working out now? Because I got a couple grudges.
Yeah.
You know who you are. Nah. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Dasan. Shout out to Tony Ortiz, Lauren Johnson. They loving you. All your flowers. Give Quana her flowers.
I love
this is the hardest working woman in the Lehigh Valley in the Tri-State. You better give her flowers now. I'm honored to have her as my co-host. That's my dog.
Yes,
all right. So yeah, listen. If you got any grudges If you upset with one of these promoters out here and you a promoter, matter of fact, we got to get Menace and old boy from Main Gate. No more fighting on stage. Yeah. We gonna do a celebrity boxing with Mike Frisetto. That's how we gonna do that thing.
I think I got some people I can square up with.
I know you got a couple. Oh, you shot.
You know,
now I know who you talking about.
Then they got them hands.
Yeah, we ain't gonna say no names.
Their own cornerback.
But I know who you talking about. Oh Lord, you ain't no good. You ain't no good. All right. So yeah, man, that was good, man. So
it'll be a fun night. Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun night. Yeah, I just know, man. So yeah, man. Big shout out to Mike Frisetto. All of the beautiful things you got going on. Shout out to your amazing, wonderful story. Everything you got coming up. Yeah. Now I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get into some high level conversation. What you think? You ready to get into some high level conversation?
Yes, I am.
Man, I am ready.
All right, let's get to this itinerary. Big shout out to Professor Bars, Marquise, my boy. He always gives me the best topics ever to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so we're gonna start with a little something. We talked about it before in the past, but as somebody who's as somebody who's in the hip hop scene, who does hip hop, who honors hip hop, I want to talk about rap and the youth, the rap and the kids, hip hop and the kids. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna start with you, Mike. Do you think rap music affects younger kids' behaviors?
I mean, the literal answer I would say is yes. Yeah. And the reason why is because at a younger age, kids are very, they're kind of like water. If they hear something all the time, they're gonna kind of act that way. They're gonna kind of go to their surroundings. So if they're listening to, that music, and it depends. If that music is negative, they could become more negative in their mindset. If that rap is positive, they could become more, high vibration and positive. So, I think it's really influential.
Really influential. So, yeah. So as an addendum to that question, do you think that as somebody who is in the hip hop community, do you think you and others have an obligation to make sure that the music that comes out is wholesome? Yeah. It's something for the kids to be able to listen to. Yeah. Do you take any onus and responsibility? Yeah. I know I do. I'm a DJ, and listen. I be trying to play Taste Like Candy because I know these kids is gonna thug it out once I put the drill on. I put some drill. I had to do with Sweet 16. They made me play drill. Them kids was out there. Try to sneak guns in the building.
No, I do think that there's some responsibility not only with the like organizers and promoters, but DJs and artists too. So back in 2018, when Movement Moves Media first became official, one of our first projects that we put out was this track that actually went instantly viral. It got like 75,000 views in the first 24 hours. It was called Something's Gotta Give. Sonny George was on it. Fitted Cub and Oso were on it. We had about 100 members of the community that were in the video. And it was about all the violence that was going on in Allentown, 2017, 18, 19. And it was just kind of paying homage to all the people that were affected by gun violence. So yeah, I take a big responsibility, even financially. We put a lot of money and time and energy into that project just to kind of spread awareness, and we saw the ripple effects of it afterwards because it got so much attention on 69 News, Morning Call, all the media stations that.
They said, put some bass in your voice. We need that music fest tone.
The other artists afterwards started coming out with more positive music,
right?
Because
they seen the example.
Yeah, they saw the example and they saw, if we do rap about something positive, that we might get more more recognition for it.
Okay. Quana, I'm gonna ask you because you've been silent over there, but I need to get you in the conversation. I think I know your answer, but the new people watching might not know. Do you think that there's a correlation between the music and the behavior of these kids out here?
I definitely do, but I think it's a very touchy subject because, like, for me, like, I understand that, not all music is good music, but I also do know that some of the music that we consider not to be good music is the way that the person gets that out. Like, it's therapeutic. So some people might not go see a counselor, but the way they express how they feel and they're letting it out there and saying how they feel instead of saying it to a specific person or a counselor, they're rapping about it.
Right.
So it's a really touchy subject because it's like, you know what I mean? Like if somebody, like there's people who have made songs about being suicidal, you know what I mean? About not wanting to live and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, that's not good music because it's not good music, but it is good music because it's like there's other people that may feel like that. They may be able to relate to that song. There might be people that rapping about, selling drugs to provide for their family, and it's because it's something that they really going through and something that, so it's like, I don't know, to me, being a person who grew up, and I'm born and raised in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Center City, you know what I mean? Like I grew up in the struggle. I grew up in what some people would consider to be the ghetto, you know what I mean? I understand
from the streets.
Yeah, I understand it a little bit more, but I do understand that there should be more positive messages put out there.
Let me ask you, what if I, expressed myself and my anger and frustration by like going to shoot random people in the leg? Like, is it okay for me to go shoot up a Walgreens? Like, in other words,
no, that's never okay. But also, you got to remember, there's a lot of rappers that rap about shit that they never do. They rap about cars that they've never been in. They rap about guns that they don't have or they never shot. And that's the thing that some of these kids are not realizing. Like, not everything that you hear is what they're really doing. There's rappers that rap about about being on lean and popping pills all day. They don't even pop pills all day and be on lean all day.
Right.
Some they're doing that to make the music to feed it to the youth, and the youth are really taking it and thinking that this is the life that they should live, and they ain't even doing that no more. Half of these rappers that's rich now is rapping about all this stuff that they're not even doing no more. They're in penthouses,
right,
sleeping in their bed. They don't have to worry about an op running up on them or shooting them up nowhere because they got security. They're not even in the hood no more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like
they sending their kids to private school.
I do think that we should.
They got your kids busting guns.
Yeah, I definitely do think that we should send more positive messages. But do I kind of understand why certain music may be negative? Because if I feel negative, I'm going to the studio. You're not going to get a positive song out of me. I'm coming to the studio because I'm stressed the hell out, and I want to rap about how I feel in that moment.
So you think that justifies it though?
Music is art. Just like I can paint a picture of something crazy because that's how I feel in a moment and helping me release. So if I'm not physically harming somebody or physically doing something wrong, then no, I don't think there's there could be. It's a touchy subject for me.
No, you said this so eloquently because not only like is it for the artist, but it could be for all the other people, like you said, that could relate to it. How many people did that, what would be called negative music, how many people did that save? Because maybe somebody was feeling that way.
And it was like, somebody else feels like this. You get what I'm saying? Like, because I do know somebody out here who wrote a song about being suicidal. And that song really touched me because when I was younger, there was a time when I felt suicidal. You know what I mean? So the song was not a positive song because you're talking about killing yourself, but it was so much relatable to me that it's like, wow, like for somebody to be able to, they had that bravery to put that music out there and to say that, I'm not the only one that feels that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I understand, but then I do get what you guys are saying as well. Like, it's very important to push positive music. You get what I'm saying? But life is not just all butterflies and bumblebees. So, you know what I mean? Music, kids, I think people need to explain to kids what music is more, a little bit more.
I feel like that's just, and listen, we giving out cash apps to the 100th comment, so I'm gonna need y'all to get active in the comments right now. We giving out cash apps on Facebook, YouTube, whatever platform you on. We gonna give out some cash apps tonight, so make sure y'all get active on the comments. But I don't know. I think that's with no disrespect, a little bit of a cop out, because the reality of the matter is this: the music is 90% negative, and you're not gonna tell me that 90% of the people go to the studio mad. Like, so nobody goes to the studio in a good mood.
I mean, but we do have good uppity. You gotta remember, we do have that good music, but what are people choosing to listen to too? What is it that you act like there's not good artists? Like there's J. Cole. We got good artists out right now that's making good music. And what are these young kids prefer to listen to? They'll go through the whole album and pick the most gangster song out the whole album. You got 10 songs or how many songs in this damn track? They pick the ones that's like you got all these moves, but the one that's drawing them is that.
What do you, I disagree. I don't think that that you know, we're just this guttural recalcitrant race that or demographic of people that would just gravitate towards everything negative. I think
I'm saying the youth is gravitating more towards that a little bit more.
I think it's because we're being force fed it. You know, the youth of today didn't just magically turn on a "I want to be gangster" button. It was actually, you know, impressed upon them by the powers that be. The youth of 10 years ago wanted to dance, and the youth of 10 years before that wanted to, you know, party and dance too. I think about when I was growing up.
Yeah, but
when I always age myself.
Even back in the day, pimps were considered cool. Drug dealers was always cool back in the day. Like, we're not going to act like these people wasn't there. And mind you, a lot of the music back in the day did say a lot of the things I was saying now, they just wasn't as blunt. So the way they sung certain songs, when we find out now, we be like, oh, snap, they was really talking about this. They really meant that. So there's a big chunk of music that us as kids, what we thought it was talking about wasn't even what it was talking about.
No, I agree there. I just think that, look, have you ever went out and pressed play on the radio, and every day on your way to work you listen to this station, and the first time you heard this song you hated it. You like, I can't stand that song. But then you listen to it every morning and eventually it grows on you, right?
Yeah, that's how
it grows on you, right? Yeah. I think that the game is so overly saturated with the negativity that it's starting to grow on us. But I don't think that we necessarily want that. I think there's other hidden hands with a vested interest in making sure that that's the type of music that we listen to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I remember growing up watching movies like House Party and stuff like that, you know, Kid and Play, you know, these different, my father would call them candy rappers, you know, Kid and Play and you know, Will Smith and different things. Man, these kids loved the kids loved them. You know, they was in there dancing and doing all types of stuff. It just like, it was a shift, you know what I'm saying? And I think that shift was controlled by the powers that be more than it was by a shift in the minds of the youth. You agree or you don't disagree with that?
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. To be honest, I agree with what both of you are saying, because I don't think there's just one right answer to this. I think there's a balance to this. And one thing I do agree about what you're saying is that negativity is pushed on us more so in music from the media streams that we listen to. I agree with that. And it's so music is kind of like media, and media is also like the news. So like the news, a lot of people say negative stories are always played on the news. That's why people don't like to watch the news sometimes, because like you said, 90% of it is negative. And
right.
They try to come up with 10% that's a positive, happy story. It's almost the same numbers, like I would agree with music, where 90% is negative and 10% is like uplifting and happy. And I think that's projected on us, because I don't think that 90% of the music created is negative.
Right.
I think it's more 50-50.
Right.
But we listen or we hear 90% of the negative stuff. So that means it's being projected upon us. That's how I view it.
Yeah, and I agree with him.
Okay, well, it's not. I'm not saying that I don't agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's a really. So it's really like to me. You know, like I agree with him, but then I also feel strong in like what I believe though too.
I don't think there's a one perspective to answer this question, because it's such a wide range. I think there's a balance. I think both perspectives can be right on this. Yeah.
So let me ask you another question. Do you think that you can correlate the music with the violence that's going on in the hood? Like, in other words, you know, it's an unprecedented amount of violence going on. Young kids killing each other, robberies, all types of, everybody out here, hustling, selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? Pimping, prostituting, thugging, girls out here, twerking and this, that, and the third. Do you think there's a correlation between the music and the violence that is going on specifically in ghettos? Is it the music's fault? Did the music have any type of blame for?
I think it has. I think it takes part, but I don't think it is the blame.
Same here. Yeah.
But I think that it does play a part.
There's too many factors. That play a part in that. And
so
music is just probably one small one.
So what other factors would you say play a heavy part in the violence that go on in the hood?
Well, I mean, if you talk about the root of a lot of the root of violence is caused by poverty. So social issues and economic statuses or situations in like the United States or even the world, that plays a big part in violence in neighborhoods. I would say that is one of the root things, more so than music.
More so than music is the fact that people are broke.
Yeah, yes. There's almost a direct correlation between neighborhoods that have low socioeconomic statuses with violence.
We're going to get to y'all comments in 2 seconds, too. Don't think that we forgot about y'all. We are going to get to your comments. Big shout out to Indigenous Black Man. Big shout out to Indigenous Black Man, Lorraine Johnson.
Lorraine Johnson.
Oh, that's Mama. Hey, Mama.
Hey.
We are going to get to y'all, all of your comments in just 2 seconds. But go ahead.
Yeah, so there's a pretty direct correlation between any city in the world where there's a low socioeconomic status or average compared to violence, where if the lower the socioeconomic status is in the neighborhood, the higher the violence is, and the higher the socioeconomic, the lower the violence is. It's almost a direct correlation.
So we've been broke forever, but we ain't been drilling and shooting and doing all of this forever. Like there definitely have been some sort of shift. Poverty have existed, and and while I would agree that one of the biggest catalysts, coming out of as a result, poverty is a bigger catalyst for crime, I should say, than actual violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are broke. Yeah, they rob, they steal, they do different things. But the actual violence that's coming out, where you got these young kids just shooting shit up, like, I don't know. I think that it's a brainwashing and conditioning.
Our crime rate in like our areas has always been higher. So it may be more now, but what he's saying is basically the same thing.
No,
it has
agree.
increased, but it's always been higher because of like poverty and stuff like that. So that's why I don't believe that it's just the music.
Crime, though, not violence. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
well, crime and violence has always been higher in our community.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, for real, it has.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think crime is higher in higher socioeconomic neighborhoods.
I think different kinds of crime exist.
It could be like
white collar crimes.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I'm saying is, so we broke, right?
Yes.
We might sell drugs more. Crime. We broke as hell. So we might do more B&Es, breaking and entering, right? We broke. So we might stick some people up.
But that
more.
Leads to.
But the
also,
violence in itself.
That leads to violence, though. Those crimes lead to violence. If you're robbing somebody's house, and let's say they happen to be there, or they pull out a gun, or you didn't know they were there, or they find out and they come back, that leads to violence. If you're stealing from somebody,
it could lead to violence.
9 times out of 10, it's going to lead to violence.
It could lead to violence, but the reality of the matter is, violence is being led to based upon a lot of dumb shit. Like, I grew up in a time when niggas fought at the end of every party. When nobody doing no B&Es, when no drugs getting sold, when none of that. Nobody was getting robbed, but it was just a brawl at the end of every party. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, violence and crime is two different things. So when you got like I said, breaking and entering. You got people selling drugs more. You got all of these things are as a result of low socioeconomic status and poverty.
That I could say
but
too.
But violence.
But listen, another thing
violence is going through the roof because of.
I don't think it's just because of music, but also too, you got to remember back in the day too, a lot of violence and crime wasn't reported as much too because the code was real back in the day. So people would get murdered, people would come up missing, people would get robbed, and people really didn't tell. Nowadays, you could sing like a bird and nothing's gonna happen to you. Back in the day, there was consequences for snitching. The cops used to come and want to try to investigate, and nobody in the whole block was talking.
Nah, niggas,
that's also a big difference of now and then, is because now the crimes, the robberies, everything is being reported more, and people actually deal with the cops a lot more now than they did back in the day.
Yeah, I would
honestly
agree with
say
that.
that people deal with the cops more a lot now than they did back in the day. These crimes and stuff that's being committed are more reported, and there's cameras out now, so everything's just a lot different. Times is just different. It's not solely just the music. In my eyes, I definitely do believe that the music plays a part in it, but there's so many other factors that throughout time has just changed. You know what I mean?
I totally understand what you guys are saying, and I mean, I respectfully disagree.
Okay, well, let's get to the comments and see what they think.
All right, what y'all think, man? What y'all think? Do y'all think? Let's slide up.
You want to use my phone? Because I can't see up there. I don't know how you be doing that.
All right, let's get to some of the comments. I feel music can help, but parents need to talk and control what our children listen to. Okay. I mean, it's only but so much controlling we can do now because they only with us about an hour a day. They in school for 8 hours. You working the other 8 hours.
They sleep for
other 8 hours. You get from about 6 to 7:30 every day to tell them do your homework and such and such and so and so. But it's hard. It's too many societal influences out here. Behind you 3 o'clock. What the hell?
Somebody messing with you.
Oh. Brooklyn.
He's so annoying.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that but I do see where you coming from, sis. Like absolutely. Okay. What she say? She said, hold on. I agree with somewhat music. I agree with him somewhat. Thank you, Miss Lorraine.
That's my mama.
Music show young children that this is how life should be, and it's not reality. It's true. I mean, I don't know another demographic of people other than black and urban youth that have been subjected to this level of overt mental conditioning, to where it's not one artist, it's not two artists, but majority of artists are out here telling you to do things that are of a criminal, violent nature, okay, or sexual nature. Like, I mean, and it's bad. And look, I'm not mightier than thou. I'm a DJ. Like, I don't get it twisted. I played some of this stuff at the club because it gets turned up. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that I'm above y'all or that I'm perfect, whatever. But this is just my, I feel as though it's a correlation. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it keeps me from wanting to be a DJ. Like whenever I've stopped DJing and you be like, damn, what happened to Focus? Like he haven't did a party in the last 6 months. It's because my soul is telling me, nigga, you can't be against it and you for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fighting within my own soul sometimes, you know what I mean? Which is why when I do DJ, I try to DJ better. I try to play certain songs, that house music, different things that, you know what I'm saying? Like is of a good nature, because all music isn't bad. That's why I like doing, don't kill me, white people parties. I like DJing white people parties sometimes because, you know, when I do these pop events, I'm not tormented in my soul. Like ain't no song about killing and shooting and robbing, and these niggas is in there, got everybody in there feeling good. They in there feeling good, listening to Green Day and Natasha Bedingfield and staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window. Bruh, they listening to good shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when I play for my own people, I got to play drill music. I told you I did the Sweet 16. Bro, these kids is throwing each other around. Little kid try to sneak a gun in the club. I'm like, they feel as though that is what they have to do in order to, you know, to coalesce or to you know, coincide. That's the word I'm looking for, with, you know, the music in it. You know what I'm saying? I know. So let's see. I agree. It's definitely music. Also, it's gangs because of the music. Because of the music has grown more. They are killing just because. Agree with you there, Barawak. H. Thornton. I agree with you there, right there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I would definitely put some.
I also think it's also how some people are raised, and like I said, just, you know, growing up in a community that's more, you know what I mean?
Okay, but who raised them? Who raised the people doing the raising?
The same
community. Bullshit.
But that's what makes it hard though, because like I was literally speaking to somebody like the day before yesterday, and they were literally telling me how they thought in order to be a man, like a thorough man, like you had to get locked up, like you had to sell drugs, you had to sleep with a lot of people, and it took him time to realize that that wasn't cool. So some people are literally brainwashed, and I feel like I was like that too at a period of time. Like I thought that all that was cool. Like I wanted to be the hardest, you know, out there. I wanted to be the flyest out there. You get what I'm saying? I wanted to be thorough. I didn't want nobody to press me. I wanted to get money. You know what I mean? I thought that was what made me somebody in my community. You get what I'm saying?
Bro, you should have seen me back in 2003.
It took me years to get to where I'm at.
Do-rags and bulletproof vests. No, yeah, it takes you years. You got to go up. I mean?
But it's like when that's what you're around, the neighborhood, and, you know, when you go outside, when you go to school, and your friend's mom's a crackhead, and that your friend's dad is in jail, and then your other friend coming to school with a black guy because their dad was drunk, and then, you know what I mean? It's like that's what you see. It's just negative. It's just like so much. So you just become so immune to it, and it becomes of the norm.
No,
like,
I agree.
It's like it. I can't explain it. I felt like I was trapped. I was like in a loop of, you know what I mean? Just thinking that gang banging was, I was gang banging. I wanted to do it so bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like I felt so important. I felt like I was somebody.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So.
No, yeah.
I think that all plays a part in it too. You know what I mean? That's why I think as a community, it's important what we do is giving kids and giving people and showing them that there's other outlets and other things that you can do. You know what I mean? Because some kids really, that's all they know. Like that's how they say, like some kids, their best time and the most time and love that they get is at school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The time that they get a hot meal is at school. They go home and they don't get the attention that they get at school. You know what I mean?
No, I agree there. But for some children, they take that experience and it pushes them to do better. You know, like it's not just a one-off thing where it's like every kid that's coming from a bad situation at home is automatically going to have a bad life. You know, a lot of kids be like,
every kid is different because I had a pretty good upbringing, but I chose the streets because I lived.
Because you was listening to 50 Cent.
Yeah, I lived around all of it. So it's like, that's what everybody was doing.
You were listening to G Unit.
You know what I mean?
Tony Notes, yeah, you could be on the show. We gonna schedule you, no doubt, man. Hit us up, man. We got you covered, man. Absolutely. All right. So do you think music has had the same effect on black and urban youth as it has on anybody else, and why? Like, in other words, hip hop is the number one music around the world. Everybody listens to it. Little white kids listen to it. Little Korean kids listen to it. Everybody listen to it. Do you think it had the same effect as it had on black kids and urban kids, Spanish kids, kids that's in the hood?
No, because we can relate to it more.
We can relate to it more. What about you, Mike? What you think?
Yeah, that's a good one. I would have to agree with Quana. Yeah, because if let's say if there was a young kid but out in the country, I was just trying to think of like the other side of it. If there was a young kid out in the countryside, that's a farmer and stuff like that in the mountains, and he tried to bring that behavior into his community, and like nobody there even saw it or heard of that type of behavior before, he probably wouldn't be accepted, and he would probably be shut down really fast. Where if other kids, let's say in more of an urban setting, would do that, it would be more accepted because there's other people around that kind of live or that lifestyle.
Right.
When you rap about, when I hear raps about selling drugs, I seen people sell drugs all my life. When I rap about people getting shot and cars being shot up and people get stabbed, I seen people get stabbed. I seen people get shot. Like, I seen houses get raided. Like, I seen all that. So, like, for me, I know that it's bad, but I do really relate to that music. I be in a club, like.
Yeah, we know you twerking to the guns.
But it's not good. But I could say, like, I think the reason for me, like, I understand what you guys are saying, how it's affecting you. But I'm older, so I know how to separate the reality. I know that what I may be singing and dancing to is not the life that I'm living. Don't think because you see me out there, doing all this, that I'm going home and I'm outside shooting people up and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not doing none of that. You know what I mean?
Indigenous black man made a good point, though. He said rock and roll today has little white kids wanting to be devil worshippers first. Like, there is a faction of the hard, it's not just rock and roll, but it's like metal.
Yeah,
that's what it's called, metal. Like, that metal music, these kids is really out here acting a damn fool. In fact, about it, Al Gore's wife, Tipper Gore, she went on like this big campaign against mainstream metal music, and they shut that shit down. They said, oh, nah, if you want to listen to metal music, you want to listen to it in the back of your damn van somewhere, and nobody going to, and it became a marginalized, what the word I'm looking for? It became a marginalized piece, for lack of a better term, of rock and roll music.
Sub-community.
A sub-community. There we go. A subgenre of rock and roll music, because they realized the effects and damage that it had on people as a whole. Wherein, adversely for us, we had positive music, and that shit became the subgenre. And what became broadcast more prevalently was the killing, the shooting, the thugging, and the young nigga move that dope. So we seen two adverse effects, and what happened was, now these kids that you just talked about, devil worshippers, they exist on the margins. They exist on the margins, while for us, the vast majority of our youth, even the ones who ain't grow up in bad circumstances and situations, feel as though they have to make their street credibility known, or lest their blackness would come in question, their urbanness will come in question, their streetness would come in question if they did not exhibit these same behaviors that they were, seeing in the rap music. And this music does not exist on the margins. This music exists in the mainstream.
So it makes me think of the question right away, and I'll ask it to both of you. Like, so do you think that's done by design?
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
Look at Mike. Then became the interviewer.
Yeah,
yes.
Because it's
the other question.
Because they're pushing it. That's what they're pushing.
And when you say they are, who are you?
The white man. The white man.
The white man.
They push that. You know what I mean?
The powers that be, the enemy, the corporations. Those who are in control of things, and they do it for a reason. They do it because at the end of the day, they have a vested interest in our chaos, because in our chaos is a monetary gain for them. They gain money off of our chaos. When we out here acting a goddamn fool, they're able to more easily manipulate us, and they don't fear revolution. They don't fear us growing. They don't fear us. You know what I mean? They're easily to manipulate us. You can tell that there's benefits for them, for the corporations, because not only is we out here, killing and shooting and acting a fool, we also buying Gucci, and we cover my designer up because they always get on me. Nigga, you wearing the Balenciaga shirt. Mm-hmm. Listen,
look at the sneakers.
I'm a victim. But you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, we are, as a result, everybody making money off of it. The prison industrial complex, these niggas getting bread. They get $40,000 federal subsidies for each inmate. Now, times that over the entire nation, entire United States. Yes, they have a vested interest in making sure we in jail. A vested interest in making sure that we, you know what I'm saying? It's called the poverty industrial complex.
I mean, it's prisons in the United States are privatized, most of them. So yeah, there's they have to have more people in jail to make more money. So which to me always seemed that should not be, and that's why you see the highest incarceration rate in the world is here in the United States.
Right.
And before I pose that question to both of you, I thought that was going to be your answers, especially when I'm looking at like the Marcus Garvey picture,
right?
And the nation
right.
I'm feeling you were gonna kind of be on that line. Yeah.
The white man. Let me stop. Listen, I mean, I grew up in the Nation of Islam. Absolutely, follow the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Minister Louis Farrakhan. I got final calls over there for sale, man. You know what I'm saying? So, it is definitely my school of the school that I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? My faith in many ways. You know what I'm saying? And the reality of the matter is, there's a lot of truth in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, the powers that be do have a vested interest in keeping us where we at. You know what I mean? It's because we are and have always been the same thing to them, and that is a commodity, a source of revenue. Ever since we stepped foot on the shores of North America, we have been slaves. We've been here to make money, not to share in the wealth, but to make money for the wealthy. You know what I mean? And a lot of that has not changed. So a new way that they make money off of us is through the prison industrial complex, poverty industrial complex, having us buy all of these exorbitant things, spending all our money on shit we can't afford. You know what I'm saying? Like, we brought in $1.3 trillion last year, which makes us like the 12th richest nation. I'm talking about black people, like the 12th richest nation on the planet. Like, we brought in more money than like Mexico and Venezuela and shit. Like, and like, it comes into our community and goes right back out. So there's no galvanization for us. There's no way that we can, bring that to kind of take us to that next level. So,
and Mike, so the people want to hear you. They said, can you please talk a little bit louder?
Oh, yeah. Sure,
that's why I said speak directly into the mic and project.
Okay.
Yell at these people. Damn it.
Yeah. What questions? I'll talk like this. Is this better?
Yeah, that is better. Right, I can hear you better.
Mike is just such a smooth dude. He said, "Listen now, this is how I'm going to do."
Smooth operator.
Smooth operator. But IBM, Indigenous Black Man, he said Satan was said to make the most beautiful music in heaven. Man is but a pawn. Music. Listen, if I often say it, I say it all the time. If I want to get my Jesus on, I'm going to go ahead and put on Kirk Franklin. I'm going to go ahead and put on Mary Mary. I'm going to put on BB and CC Winans. When I'm feeling that way, I'm going to go and put on. When I want to make love to my woman, I'm going to go put on some Marvin Gaye. I'm old now. I'm dating myself. But some Jagged Edge. I'm going to put on some Boys to Men. I'm going to put on some, I make love to you. I'm going to go ahead and put that thing right on when I want to make love to my woman. Music has always been a catalyst to human behavior. When we are going to war, they beat the drums. Boom, 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 boom. Why? Because music has always been a catalyst towards human behavior. But now,
even as slaves, we used to sing.
Oh, swing low, sweet chariot. But now we supposed to believe, young nigga, move that dope. Don't got no effect on. No effect. Ah, man. It ain't true. It ain't true. All right, let's get to our next. That one.
Yeah.
Let's get to our next subject. That was good. Let's give ourselves some snaps for that. Let's give ourselves some snaps for that. All right. Our next subject. Let's talk World War III.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Is World War III going to happen, and is it about to happen soon?
Well,
let me ask the.
yeah, soon. Soon's relative. So like, what would you consider soon?
Do you think we are on the verge of World War III? Like the next 5 years, 3 years maybe, 3 to 5 years, World War III about to go down.
3 to 5 years, I would say no. But are we moving closer to it? I would say yeah. Would it happen in our lifetime? I think so.
I don't think nobody want that work.
With who? America? Shit,
Listen, on both sides there's gonna be too much death. So I think that's the main thing that is
bad.
what has been prohibiting it for so long. I think if it was so easy, they would have been did it. But I don't think it's gonna be as easy as.
All right, put 1 in the chat if you think World War III is going to be in the next 5 years. Put 2 in the chat if you think World War III is not going to be in the next 5 years. Nigga, World War III about to come. World War III is about to come. So let me ask you a question. Have you seen any things going around the world right now as we speak that makes you think World War III is about to come? Like, if for example, you said it's about to come, like, why would you say that?
Well, I mean, I don't think war ever really stopped. So, like, if you take a look at, like, historically from the 200-300 years ago, since, after the Americas were found, war was pretty much constant. There was never really a time where there wasn't war. So if there was war between some powerful countries, and then maybe between those powerful countries, war stopped, but there were still other conflicts, some other place that kind of crept up and then became bigger until it became like a World War I. And then it went down for like 20 years, but it never really went away. So there was still some conflict, and then World War II happened. And then World War II was so big that it kind of went away, but then it was still building up with the Cold War. And now here we are. We've been in a constant state of war since, under Obama. A lot of people, great president. Yeah, I love them too. But, talk about a warmonger.
Obama wasn't shit.
He was the only president in American history to actively bomb 8 different countries during his presidency. He went to war against 8 different countries in 8 years. There was never a president like that before. So we're getting closer to it still, like the World War III. Just when, I don't know. I don't think in the next 5 years, but we're moving closer to it.
So Obama, real quick, he killed my boy Gaddafi, man. And Gaddafi, if you know anything about Libya, these niggas was the only country in the world with no debt. They would, if you wanted to build a farm, they would provide you with the tractors, the land, with everything else. Muammar Gaddafi was trying to put together African currency, one central African currency, right? Like the euro dollar and all of that. And this African currency was based upon and backed by all of the diamonds, gold, oil, gas, natural resources that was under African continent. It would have bankrupted the Chinese yen, the euro, the British pound, and the American dollar overnight. Africa would have been the number 1 continent in the world because they got all the resources. They got everything underneath them. Obama killed them. Obama, people talk, oh yeah, he was such a great president. Nah, bro. Like, I'm not down with Obama. Trump 2024. They gonna be mad at me. Trump 2024. But no, I look, I ain't a voter, period, but I'm just saying Obama wasn't right. All right, so Quana, what you said, so let me ask you a question, okay? Where am I at? Oh, World War III. All right, so let me ask you a question. Do you think our country is leaning more towards trying to prevent World War III, or do you think they want all the smoke?
I think we want the smoke.
You think we want the smoke?
Yeah, because we're too busy in other people's business.
Yeah.
What do you expect's gonna happen? Like, I get that America wants to be this nice. We need to focus on our damn. So that's the reason why I like Trump, because he did create more jobs, he created more money, and he only gave a fuck about us. So yeah, I think that we need to mind our business and stop dibbling and dabbling in everybody's problems all the time unless they ask.
Unless they ask.
Yeah, they ain't calling on that phone and they ain't calling 911. Don't pick up.
What about you, Mike? What you think? You think America trying to stay? You think America trying to avoid World War III? You think they want to smoke? Yeah. Indigenous black man said BRICS, the BRICS currency. That's true. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. All of them niggas is on the BRICS. They went to the BRICS conference, and guess who wasn't invited? Us. We wasn't.
Not the Americans.
Yo, the world really hate America for real, bro. Like,
well, I think they have the reasoning. I think it's validated why so many different countries hate us. We don't have the best relationships with the other countries. But World War III, the question was, do you think the United States is moving towards it or trying to
prevent it?
Right.
Peace?
Do they want the smoke or do they trying to move?
They want the smoke.
They want
the
the
reason
smoke.
why. So the last speech for this is just historical stuff. I was a history teacher for 6 years, but
snap!
I love history.
What's the capital of Argentina? Nigga?
Buenos Aires. Dwight Eisenhower was the president after Harry Truman. So in like the early 50s, he was a general in World War II. His last speech he gave before he left office after 8 years was that the military-industrial complex, saying that he was warning the United States about our military. There's so much money behind our military that if we stop our military campaigns, we would go broke as a nation. So he said,
so we have to go to war.
We have to go to war. So yeah, we are going to try to go to war against all the superpowers. That's what it's culminating into. And that's what World War I was about. That's what World War II was about. And I feel like it was always constant. So that's what World War III is going to be about. Now we just have so much more technologically advanced weapons and stuff. It becomes a lot scarier. But yeah, so we have to go to war because if we don't, I mean, you see us right now, we're $18 trillion in debt. We'll never pay that money back. The only way us as a nation can ever get that money back is if we invade other countries and take their natural resources. That's the only way. Jesus
Lord. America has been in existence for 248 years, and for 232 years of it, we've been at war.
We've been bullies.
Nigga, we've been at war with everybody all the time. Nigga, the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, the French-American War, the War of 1812, the Revolutionary War, the motherfucking nigga shit. We've been... The Civil War,
Desert Storm,
World War I, World War II, Cold War,
Afghanistan, the Philippines,
Afghanistan, Vietnam, Korea. Damn! America been at war 232 years of the 248 years it's been in existence. So yes, we want the smoke. Yes, we're going to war. That's why you got these neocon people like Nikki Haley running for president who are totally backed by like Boeing and motherfucking all of these. Yeah. They want the smoke. Yeah. They want the smoke.
They need it. Yeah.
They need the smoke.
Yeah.
They need the smoke. They need the smoke. They need the smoke because it's the only way. And that's a scary thing. So let me ask you. I'm going to ask Quana. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to start with Quana. Well, first of all, let's read that. It said, war is, indigenous black man, war is where these devils make their most money. DJ Slippin'.
It's true.
It's true. BRICS is a acronym for those allied countries. Oh shit, BRICS. Damn, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Yeah, I'm slipping on that one. You're right. All right. War on drugs against us. All right, we're gonna get to that in a minute. But let me ask y'all this question: if World War III was to happen tomorrow, and I want the chat to answer this question too, just a yes or no. If World War III was to happen tomorrow, would you be prepared? Quana?
What can I do?
Nigga, China bombed tomorrow. America. World War III.
Depending where the bomb drop, I can't do nothing.
You can do something.
What? How? What is your idea of being prepared?
So let's say we go to war. Let's say, the supply chain stop, all the ShopRites close up.
Can I plant my own fruits and
is your kids gonna live 2 weeks? Is you prepared? Do you got 1,000 waters in your basement and 5,000 packs of oodles and noodles and some lighters and some flashlights and something that you can feed your kids.
I can tell you one thing.
Because a lot of us
my kids are gonna be good.
They're gonna be robbing and stealing.
Listen. My kids gonna be good, okay? I ain't gonna worry about nothing.
Look, everybody putting no. Nobody's prepared for World War III.
In reality, no. But I'm gonna get ready if I gotta get ready.
Get ready, stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready. What about you, Mike? You think you prepared?
The cost of food and stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
Aldi's.
You know, it's like becoming a parent. You're never gonna always be 100% ready before it happens. But you know, I have a 2.5-year-old at home. And for the last, we bought our house 10 years ago. One of the first things I did was put in a garden. So I have like 300 square feet of gardens that I take care of every year, and just getting into like canning and jarring them and stuff like that. So I could grow food. I don't know if I could grow enough for a family. I don't have any chickens or like protein or anything like that. So, I mean, I know how to fish. So I think I could live a little bit. I watch those shows like Alone and Bear Grylls and stuff like that.
Oh, so you think you can go out to the middle of the country with a knife and some rope? Nigga.
Yeah, I'll try.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna have to do what it do.
Yo, I think they said, I forget the exact number, but I'm gonna Google it. But it was like a massive number of rich people who built bunkers.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Built bunkers over like the last people built bunkers over the last like year. Yeah. They're building bunkers.
Like 15 billionaires built bunkers in the last few months. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
Why are billionaires building doomsday bunkers? Nigga, y'all ain't got no bunkers. We ain't got no bunkers. We don't even got 6 packs of oodles and noodles, nigga. We gonna be hurt. Niggas we gonna be trying to rob niggas the next day. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be breaking into somebody's crib trying to eat. It's not a game. You got to get ready. And they got these EMP attacks, these electromagnetic pulse attacks that they're doing with all of the Wi-Fi and the lights and all of that shit coming off, cutting off. They say you got to have your generators and all that. Bro, this shit is real.
I was going to say, you definitely need a power source and you definitely need a food source. So you need those two things to survive, I would say, to make it easier than just like living outside.
Bruh, look, this says the world's billionaires are building bunkers and assembling fortresses outside their mansions. Doomsday prepping. Now, what do they know that we don't know when the reality is rich people rule the world? The rich people is who fund the presidents. They fund all of these people. So that means it's really the rich people that rule in the world. And all of the rich people is building bunkers. I seen a study, right, that said the world population was going to reach its peak in 2050, 10 billion people. And then by the year 2100, it was going to go down to like 4 billion people. And I'm like, fuck, how is we just keep going up. And then in 50 years, 6 billion people going to die? Like how is that going to happen? My son was born in 2009. 2050, that nigga going to be 31. My daughter's just going to be like 23. That's their generation.
You got like 50-50 chance.
That's like, bro, like that's their generation. It's like, bro, like what do they know that we don't know? And guess what? These billionaires is all building bunkers and all this type of shit. Now they say the cheapest bunker you could build is for $250,000. So you buy a crib, nigga, you better get a bunker attached.
Because who got $250,000 to attach a bunker to their house?
I'm saying you have them to do it. You get a loan for it, and then guess what?
You ready?
The bank
you
going
got your bunker?
Nigga, I got 2. Nah, nigga, I ain't got no bunker. I'm smoked. I'm gonna get smoked ASAP. Now let me stop. But me and my wife and my family, we've been talking about it in a group chat. Like at the end of the day, we got a plan, all right? And this is what we gonna do. Every week, one of the families. It's, my brothers, all of our families, it's like 5 families. And then with my mom, it makes 6. So every week, one of us are going to spend $100. So I don't have to spend another $100 for 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks. But every week, one of us are going to spend $100 on doomsday prepping. Food, lighters, all types of shit. Plywood, flashlights, shit, plywood that we can fucking little metal sheets. We can reinforce the house and all of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to doomsday prep. $100. That's what y'all need to do. Get your families in the group chat. Tell cousin such and such. And then when everything hit the fan, we're going to go up to an undisclosed location. And we're going to do what we need to do. All right? Now, that's 6 of us. That's $250,000 bunker. That's what, 40,000 or some shit a piece. You know what I'm saying? We each get a loan for about 50,000. Boom, we get the bunker. Cause our kids gonna have to live. Bro, could you imagine shit hitting the fan and you having to watch your kid die slowly? I couldn't even do it, bro. Like, because you don't got no food, because you don't got no, I know it's getting a little morbid, but the reality is that shit is a possibility, my nigga. Like, we got to start thinking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, as we speak, people dying all throughout the world. Palestinians getting smoked, 300 of them a day. You know what I'm saying? Israel-Palestine war, Ukraine, all of that, people dying. Like, don't think that shit won't come to America in a heartbeat. And ain't none of us going to be prepared for this shit. I'm sorry, Quana. She thinking.
I got 4 kids.
She got 4 kids.
I got 4 kids.
You can get down with us.
All right.
All right. You be the
So that'd be 7 weeks.
You be the 700, nigga. you be the 700. All right. And it says, ordinary Americans spend a staggering $11 billion on survival items just last year. From April 2022 to April 2023, ordinary Americans have spent $11 billion on survival items. How much money have you spent on survival?
I got a couple things because when COVID happened, I thought we were going to die.
Yep.
So the only thing I do know I need to get that I'm planning on getting when I get that tax money is a generator. And I have to get like more water. And I also want to get, they got this thing that you can put, it's like a bag. You can put water in it and it like cleans the water. Like something like that. It's like a thing you could put in a stream and a lake. They got all types of things.
Like
so like
a life straw.
Yeah.
Like you could just drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did the same thing when COVID happened in March. Probably by May, I had a full bug in and bug out bag where it had like all the survival tools and equipment if I wanted to stay in the house or if we had to leave the house and live out in the wild. We had a separate bag that had all the tools and stuff that we would really need. You know, tent, mattresses, shovels, weapons, things like that for the bug out bag. Yeah, so that was the last time we bought that stuff was 2020.
Yeah, and I still got my stuff.
So Tony Ortiz says, if I get a bank loan for a bunker, ain't no bank taking it back on doomsday. That's $100. That's the smartest thing to get a bunker loan for. You get yourself a bunker. That way you prepared. If you don't use it, your kids is prepared. Like, it's like thugs. All the thugs I know that's out here busting their gun and trapping and drilling, but none of them got life insurance. Nigga, life insurance is $37 a month. Or if you know you in the streets, get some life insurance, because then your moms and your wife and they gonna get 500 bands, and you not gonna be on GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? Talking about let's help bury Deontay, and that's not even joke.
Fish fry. You
know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that's you ain't shit.
I don't eat seafood. Don't do no fish fry for me.
Nigga talking about let's bury Jamiroquai. All right, that's not funny. All right, I'm sorry. God, forgive me. Yeah, that was a bad joke.
We joke too much here.
That was a bad joke.
Judge us.
But it's true. Like, go get your ass some fucking life insurance if you gonna be out here thugging. And the reality is, America is thugging. We are the #1 thugs in the world. We go around thugging everybody. Get yourself some life insurance by getting you a doomsday bunker, nigga. On God. On God. Because the last thing you want to... Boy, y'all ain't see that new movie that came out on Netflix?
Yeah, I did.
Right, them niggas had a bunker.
No, they found a bunker.
That's what I mean.
The people that it was their bunker, they wasn't even there when all that happened, so they didn't even make it to their bunker. The other family got that bunker. Because think about it. Let's say if you got a bunker, but you're on vacation with your family when the war starts.
It's over. You ain't making it to that bunker.
You know what I
There's
mean?
no more.
For real. Send me the location.
Bro, this shit is real, man. This shit is real. So look, man, the moral of the story, get ready for World War III because shit is about to hit the fan. And don't think that shit ain't going to come touch us, nigga. That shit going to touch us. And you better be prepared, nigga. I don't care if you go get 1,000 cans of tuna. Nigga.
But that's why I think it's better to get certain things, like as far as like what I was talking about, like the water straw, and they got like bags and stuff like that. Because if you really think about it, if it's like an emergency and I got to take my kids and I got to go, you think I got time to bring out 50 cases of water and 1,000 cans? There's other foods and stuff that are like easier. So you really got to think, like if you're thinking like that, you really got to think about what you can take and that's going to really serve its purpose. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's a fact.
Because I'm not going to be able to carry all that water in my car. Even if I have 50 things, I got to bring other stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Nigga, you got to do something. All right.
And stop taking all the toilet paper every time something happens. Damn it. I was struggling with my 4 kids. I had to, when y'all got to use the bathroom, call me. I had to be in there like, okay, this much.
Oh, you talking about doing COVID?
Yeah, I couldn't find toilet paper for like 2 days
I
one
ain't
time.
never-
I'm like, damn.
I ain't never yelled at my kids more. God damn it, eggs was $6.32. Yup, eat 1 egg, god damn it. 1 egg a kid.
You get 1 leg, 1 thigh.
Word is born. All right, I wanna add, all right, that was a good topic. World War III, cool. All right. I need to ask Mike Frisetto. And look, we respect you. We respect your intellect. We respect you. So we didn't. I purposely stayed away from the ratchet questions, because we always keep one ratchet question. Can you turn a hoe into a housewife, Mike? What can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
Yes, I have. I'm joking.
Oh Lord, we always have. He said, "Yes, I have. I did it once back in 2013. It didn't work out for me." But
Now
you know,
she's my wife.
You funny. That's funny. He said, "Now she's my wife." All right, Miss Frisetto, he was joking. All right, no, we stayed away from the ratchet questions today because we always like to have one ratchet question, but we respect you and we respect your opinion. We ain't even been cursing that much up here because we respect Mike Frisetto so much. That's my main man, 50 grand. All right, so look, let me ask you a question. Divine creation versus evolution. Do you believe in God, divine creation, or are you an evolutionary type guy?
I believe in evolution.
You believe in evolution?
Yeah.
Finally, I got one I can smoke. Everybody be saying they believe in God, and we believe in God. Mm-hmm. You see that cross on her face, but finally, all right. Why do you believe in evolution?
It's just that I understand the theory and the process of evolution, and I don't have any scientific understanding of how God just created something.
So can you give
I
us a
never seen
little
that.
bit of like why?
Evolution?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just so we can try to be on your level a little bit.
So I mean evolution.
Chat. If you believe in evolution, press 1. If you believe in God, press 2. Go.
Yeah, I mean anything with life, has to have some sort of the same type of atomic structure to it. Carbon is one thing that's needed in any type of life form. So usually it's water, H2O, where life starts, and in our planet we had water, so life started in the oceans. And it was probably in the oceans for about 1 billion years or so, maybe longer, in the water before those single cells were able to become complex enough to be able to get up onto land and start breathing the air instead of getting the oxygen from the water. So then from the water, where they were for 1 billion years, then they started slowly coming onto the shores, like right where the water meets the land. Some of them got better lungs, and then they were able to breathe, and then then once they were able to breathe air, then they got away from the water and went into the forest. Then they started to eat things, and they started becoming different mammals and different animals that we see today. I think we came from kind of like a primate type of animal, and then kind of evolved, and primates kind of went to Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, and now here we are, Homo erectus, we're humans today.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Would you call, well, first of all, how would you account for pre-evolutionary matter?
You're talking like the Big Bang Theory? Like, how did all this matter get to this universe?
Pre-evolutionary matter. Pre-evolutionary Big Bang.
Yeah.
How would you account for pre-evolutionary matter?
Yeah, if you go back that far, and I think it's like 13.8 billion years right now, because that's how far like light has been able to travel. That I don't know. And do I believe in the Big Bang Theory? I can't say I do, because I don't understand that. I don't understand how all the matter could come from one atom and then it explodes into everything in the universe today. I don't understand how that could happen.
Oh,
so I don't know how to go back that far.
Okay.
But life on Earth, I think I got a kind of a good grasp on that.
Right.
And I think it just didn't have pop. I don't think a human just popped up 8,000 years ago. I don't think there was an Adam and Eve or something.
No, I don't believe in that either. But I often ask evolutionists, how do you account for pre-evolutionary matter? Where did it come from?
Yeah.
Matter is neither created nor destroyed according to evolution and science. How do you account for pre-evolutionary matter? Yeah. No one knows. The only way you can account for pre-evolutionary matter is by God. It's by some sort of the divine creator, right? That's the only way you can account for pre-evolutionary matter. Every time I ask a atheist, a Darwinist, evolutionist about pre-evolutionary matter, they say the same thing. I have no idea. They don't know. You can't account for pre-evolutionary matter. So, and then another thing is, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he taught that the universe is built on science and high mathematics, right? So it takes the perfect distance from the sun, right, to not only create one life, but to create infinite lives, not only to create one species, but to create infinite species, and to be able to create an infinity of life, right? So that's pure mathematics, right? It has to be an exact distance from an exact star, right, in order for you to create this abundance of life that we have. So do you think that was random?
What part was random?
The exact distance that it takes from the sun to the earth to create.
Yeah, I think that's pretty random. Yeah, and the reason why I say that is just because there's, I don't know how many billions and billions of stars that they see in the universe.
What happened? Did that just die? Did the laptop die, son? All right, good. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay. Yeah. So how many other planets are there in the universe that have life? There's a lot more than just Earth.
Okay.
So there's some.
What proof do you have of that?
Just that. Because there's so many numbers of them, there's so many billions or trillions of stars in the galaxy, in the Milky Way galaxy, but also the universe, that there has to be, and there are, where they already saw that it's that perfect distance away from a star, that perfect temperature. It has liquid, it has water on it, and if it does, it probably has life on it. They already found numerous planets that have that stuff already. They just can't get close enough to see actual life forms on it.
And who created water?
When hydrogen and
who created hydrogen?
Yeah, who created the atoms? I don't have those answers.
Exactly.
So is that
it's where the fuck did the hydrogen come from?
So what's your answer?
God.
God.
Yes. The creator
it makes
of
sense
all things.
because technically everything has some creator. It took something to make something.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
See, these questions are irrefutable. And another thing is that I get evolutionists on all the time is when they say, you know, that science that the Big Bang, or I should say evolution, is more than a theory. It's a scientific theory, which means it's closer to a fact because it's testable and verifiable, right? So how do you test or verify the Big Bang? You can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. So in its heart and root, it's a supposition. It is something somebody supposed. Is it something? It's a theory. The theory of evolution is in its entirety a theory. It is not fact, but yet they present it as fact. But it's just as fallible as anything else, in my eyes, in my opinion. We haven't even been around here long enough to see things evolve in that sense, because it takes so long of a time to see things evolve. Do I think that everything was made 8,000 years ago? Hell no, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? But do I think that the theory of evolution is fallible? Yes, it's very fallible, and it's fallible at its inception, which is the Big Bang theory. It's not testable nor verifiable, so you cannot, place 100% credence and credibility in something that's not testable or verifiable. And Darwin was a fucking racist. He was a pure, unadulterated racist. In his book, The Descent of Man, he said the nearest break between man and his allies would be widened, okay, when the sophisticated or the higher masterclass races of men would most surely exterminate the deficient races of men, right? So he was a racist. Like, he believed that white people was a master class and that black people was close to apes, and that he wanted to wipe out all. Like, he was a fucking racist. If you listen, go read The Descent of Man. Darwin was a pure racist. Like, he was a fucking racist, and his son was like the UK, the British president of eugenics. And eugenics is that, master class race, degenerate races need to be wiped out. Darwinists went around the world wiping indigenous populations out because they believed them to be inferior as fuck. Like,
so are there no quantum physics scientists out there that are trying to create the Big Bang, like with one atom, where they're trying to pressurize it so much that it becomes like a black hole, and then depressurize it, and then all the matter comes back?
Trying?
Yeah. Are there tests?
I don't believe so, because of the ramifications of it. If you were to create fusion on that level, if you were to create the Big Bang, recreate the Big Bang, it could destroy everything that we fucking have here. So, like, that's just not smart. You know what I mean? Now, there are...
So then my next question would be, is there scientists that are trying to recreate that God created everything? So if the Big Bang's not testable, how is God testable?
I didn't say it was testable. I never said that. But that is the criterion for which evolution exists, and that we call it a scientific theory and not a regular theory, that we pretend that it's a fact. It's based upon everything is verifiable and testable. I didn't say that. I don't believe in God because of that. I believe in God more because of my faith. I believe in God more because of the overwhelming evidence of divine design. Whether you look at the universe or whether you look at the human body, divine design is absolutely, it's so intricate, these things.
So can it be more of a fact if it's not testable?
Can it be more of a fact?
Yeah, more of a fact than evolution if you can't test it.
I mean, I'm not going to say that it's more of a. I'm not going to say that it's
no, because it's like.
Well, I would say yes, because I would say yes only in the simple fact that you cannot account for certain anomalies other than giving the credit to creator and the divine design. It's the only way to do it. You cannot and even inside the theory of evolution, you have to eventually get back to what we call a evidence of divine design, a creator. There's no that's why I asked you who created pre-evolutionary matter. Like even within your paradigm of how existence started, you cannot negate the fact that somebody had to create the initial forces of life, the initial forces and chemicals that we use that call the building blocks of life.
This is such an incredible conversation. Every time I get on this topic, it blows my mind. And there was this one. You guys know the scientist Neil
deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. So he had this show back in the day, and I believe it's on Netflix still. It was called The Cosmos. And
I think I heard of that.
And
I never heard of him, but I think I heard of the show.
Yeah, I think if you saw his face, you would know him. He has a pretty recognizable face. But the first episode of Cosmos is a 15-minute segment of him describing the relative size of us on Earth and our solar system compared to the entire universe. And then it goes from Earth to the sun to all the planets in the solar system to the Milky Way galaxy. And then the Milky Way galaxy is 850 light years across, meaning how fast light travels. It would take 850 years for light to travel that fast to get from one end of the Milky Way to the other end. And then the Milky Way is only one of trillions of different galaxies that are known in the universe. And the universe is 13.8 billion light years from one end to the other. And then it went further and said, now all of that, so we're not even a speck of dust in the whole Earth. We're smaller than that. Mm-hmm. And then all of that universe that takes light over 13.8 billion years to go across is all in one cell. And then that universe has cells that are connected to it, like different bubbles that are connected to it. So many of those different bubbles that it's just one drop of water in like a waterfall.
Our whole entire solar system of existence.
Our entire universe that we know of is only one microscopic cell compared to all the other ones.
Okay.
And in this first 15 minutes of this show, Cosmos, it always blew my mind. So anytime I get on this
the vastness of the world, I don't want to get to the comments because they have some good comments here. But the vastness of the universe and the solar system and the cosmos are always, it's always a great, task to actually envision the vastness of it all, right? And I would agree there. But God is vast. God is infinite in that way. And although we ourselves may be a speck of dust, we are a speck of dust that are representative of the Creator in which in which we were created. In other words, we can bring into existence anything our mind can create and can conceive. Anything our mind can conceive, we can bring it to fruition, right? And that is representative of the Creator and the image in which we were created, right? We were created in that image, and in that image we can also create, right? All of us, and you say there's life that exists in all of these vast different universes and different worlds, whatever the case may be. And in my eyes, that just shows the infinite possibilities of the Creator himself. Now, whether you want to anthropomorphize it and say, oh well, the Creator is this one particular person, and you take the vastness of what the Creator is and you make him Jesus. I don't agree with anthropomorphizing it. However, I do agree that force, that eternal force that is responsible for all creation, that we are bearers of witness to that eternal force based upon our own capabilities. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm over here just looking at y'all too, like.
Am I high?
You see me? I'm like.
All right. Cameron King Martinez says we need to start in which ethical theory do we begin? How do we talk with other species similar to ours? You want to take that one? Is it impossible, or you think that we can do it?
What?
Talk to other species.
Communicate with other species? I mean, I think we do at some level.
At some level?
Yeah. Even the other species here on this planet. Yeah.
Okay, so Tony Ortiz says, I know I do with my wife. Nigga, I come home, I be singing the song. She be like, nigga, I just posted that shit on Facebook. I be like, why you lying? So we do have some sort of cognizant compatibility with other living organisms and species. I agree with that there. All right, focus. Tony Ortiz says that 1.618 divine ratio, I put you on repeats, because he did put me on that. It repeats itself in our universe in every human body and plant life. Explain that accident. It's unexplainable.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't
It's
know.
unexplainable. Indigenous said, Dr. Doolittle, take the wheel. All right, you know what? I'm done with you. Search up ethical theories and read some of the theories that Webb gives us. It's all a part of philosophy. Even our religion is an ethical theory. It all depends on how we look at it through the lens of our own beliefs and how we would then portray that to others. So look, man, I guess it's all theories. It's all suppositions at the end of the day. You believe how you believe, and I guess we'll believe how we believe. I do think that there is overwhelming evidence of divine design within the intricacy of the universe and the intricacy of even the human body, the intricacy of every living thing we have on this planet. I think there's evidence of divine design, a divine force, a divine creator, something that is above ourselves, that we are all made to bear witness to and adhere to and follow these rules and laws of whatever you want to call it, whether you call it science, whether you call it the laws of God, the laws of nature, whatever you want to call it. We are all beholden to it, and we are all representative of its magnificence. Okay, to say it's all random and just I don't know. I just don't believe that, and I do not believe that a theory that is less than 100 years old just solved everything. I believe that it's a theory as it is, and that's how some people normalized and believe the world came into existence, and they have their right to believe that. I don't think it accounts for morality. I don't think it accounts for our intrinsic just intrinsic knowledge or belief of what's right and what's wrong, that morality aspect of it. I think that there is clearly a divine law and a divine creator that exists that accounts for that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm a God man, and I believe in God. Amen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's
Yes.
a lot of reasons why we should believe in the Almighty God and the Almighty Creator. And yeah, that's what I believe. Okay?
Well said. Well said.
You can see, hear, smell, taste, and create. And you can create, and it bears witness to the image in which you were created, which is by a creator, which is why you create yourself. Whether you create what your mind conceives or whether you create your children, when you lay down with your wife, you are a creator, which bear witnesses to the original creator himself. All praise is due to Allah. Let's talk. Woo! Sometimes I
Yes, God
get
is
myself.
amazing.
I'll get myself now. Now let's pray. Let's all hold hands. All right. Great podcast. It's 11 o'clock now. 11:10. We went over 10 minutes because we started 10 minutes later. Amen. 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 Thank you, brothers. Thank you. Amen. Amen. So let's get our final thoughts. We'll start with Mike, Mr. Mike Frisetto. Give us your final thoughts. It can be a plug.
Put flyers up too.
Oh yeah. Oh, put those flyers up too. Before we go, give me your final thoughts. It can be you plugging what you got going on. It can be your synopsis of this entire dialogue and discourse.
Be a little bit of everything.
It could be anything you want it to be.
Yeah, sure. I'll start off with what Movement Moves Media got going on for 2024. Then I'll come back to this conversation that we had for the last 2 hours, which was definitely high level, like you said right from the beginning. But the homeless, when you talk about the community, social issues that impact our community, the homelessness issue is a real thing. There's just in Allentown, not the whole Lehigh Valley. The numbers I know are in Allentown, but over 600 people living outside on any given day, and about 3,000 people that are either living in their cars or couch surfing on different people's homes and stuff like that. And it's getting worse. The numbers have tripled in about the last 4 years. And there's a lot of good community organizations that are doing a lot of good work. Operation Address the Homeless being one of them. They're coming up with this tiny homes model to try to make this, which has been successful in other cities. Something that we talked about earlier was trauma in a community. I got to give a shout out to Dr. Hassan Batts from Promise Neighborhoods of the Lehigh Valley. He's probably the top epidemiologist in the Lehigh Valley, which basically he studies how trauma has affected the communities. And how to put an end to that. He's doing amazing work. Him and his entire team at Promise Neighborhoods. And in their headquarters, we have a studio there where we're teaching a class to high school students who are interested in the arts, in editing, photography. It's going to be free to everybody that's high school age. If you're interested in media creation, we'll be teaching that for free starting in March. And we'll be doing it in the summer again. When it comes to this conversation on this podcast, I've been on many podcasts, and you were right. The level of conversation here, man, you got into some topics that I haven't talked about in over a decade. So I appreciate that. Great conversation with you guys. Man, I love having fun like that. It's kind of like a brain exercise that I haven't had in a while. It's so much so that one time you were going on, man, I really thought I just smoked a blunt.
Well, thank you. I like getting people high, but
high
not that high
yeah,
off life,
high off
off life, and high off frequency. All right, yes, man. We would love to have you back. And if maybe a month or two, we'll bring you back on. Depending upon what your schedule is looking like. Perhaps we can bring you on, prior to Reggae Fest.
Talk about
sure.
that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about Reggae
6th,
Fest.
So anytime before that,
Anytime before that, we'll bring you back. And I enjoyed having this conversation with you. Being able to converse with someone intellectually is a reward all in itself. And I could tell that just based upon your movements and how you move and how you roll, that it's not it wasn't a good idea to bring a lot of fluffy topics tonight. I told the writer, I told the professor, I said we going to go with some serious topics tonight, and I'm glad I did, especially that last topic. I mean, that thing will go viral on YouTube just in itself, because it's really in depth, conversation. And when you come to divinity versus evolution, and I appreciate you for your point of views and point of reference and what you postulated and what you propagated and what you promulgated. I appreciate it all.
Got the vocab.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Shout out to our chat. We love you. Quana, final thoughts.
Always got kind of like the same final thoughts. I really appreciate you coming out today. I had a great time. I'm very excited for what we all are going to be working on soon. Reggae Fest. And shout out to the chat. We appreciate you guys for coming through tonight and, giving us your opinions and your thoughts. Next week, we should have the Zoom link available for you guys.
We will have the Zoom link.
We will have
I'm
the
not
Zoom
playing.
link
I'm going to have it
available for you guys to be able to tune in and, get on the screen with us and, so we could pick your brain a little bit and you could pick ours.
Right.
And also up there, I know you guys see the flyers that I have up there. Those are the next 3 events that I have coming up. So the first one is going to be
the red one. Drag it open.
The black and gold one. That's the first one.
The black and gold
That's
one.
this weekend.
Drag it wide.
Nani's black and gold birthday party is going to be at Main Gate. We got Easy, DJ Shy, DJ Bree, DJ Static, and it's just going to be a great time. We have like 50-something birthdays, all good vibes. So make sure that you guys pull up, put on that black and gold, and it's going to be a great time. And then after that, I have coming up February 17th is going to be an R&B in the city. That is definitely going to be an amazing thing. I hope that you guys come out. It's something different for the city. It's going to be an R&B event. When you purchase your ticket, you get a free appetizer with your ticket. It's a BYOB event. There's going to be hookah, food, just great vibes, good music. So if you need tickets for that as well, feel free to contact me. Bez Music is a part of that. Towers Media and Cruise Control. Also after that, we got Limelight, which is going to be March 16th. That is going to be anybody that loves reggae music. That is literally all Jamaican and reggae DJs. Their events are very amazing, definitely different, good vibes, good music. So if you need your tickets for that, make sure you hit me up or hit Rolling Deep Entertainment. And I look forward to seeing you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate all the support. Follow me on all social media outlets. Quana Tatted.
Quana Tatted. That's my dog right there, man. That's my dog right there. You listen, girl.
And we dropping our flyer tomorrow too, so there's gonna be another flyer up there. Listen, right there.
I'm
Bam.
about to drop it right now. All right, we gonna give you a prelim.
Yes.
Okay, before we drop that thing tomorrow, we're gonna give you a quick prelim. But big shout out to Quana Tatted because not only is she one of the dopest socialite / bottle girl / video vixen / promoter / whatever in the valley.
Brand ambassador.
Brand ambassador.
Bartender.
She got some. I don't even know if I could tell them about NY. We gonna wait on that.
We gonna wait.
We
Let
gonna
me
wait on NY.
let me get picked, man. But
gonna
I
wait
got
on
something
NY.
big that I'm praying. And everybody drop some praise for me. I got a big interview tomorrow.
Just for being there for me, believing in this podcast so much, and just bringing all of what you got going on to over there. I know I'm big because you came.
We both big.
You make me feel big.
All 3 of us is big.
We all 3 big. We got some big. All right, look, check this out. She said February 17th was next, but actually February 16th is next. Go ahead,
yes.
go ahead, talk about that one there. You heard?
So we got DJ Envy and we have DJ Bree. Mm-hmm. We have AC, Red McFly, and who's that? DJ
Bez Music?
Oh, Bez Music in the building.
Yeah,
so make sure
too.
you guys in Hectic. Oh yeah, Hectic in the building.
Yeah.
We got DJ Focus in the building.
You already
know that's just gonna be nothing but good vibes. Make sure you guys come out and have a good time. Hit up me or Focus. We're gonna be having birthday packages available as well. So it's your birthday, girl. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, now I X out of that because we gonna drop that thing tomorrow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for listening. Thank all of our dedicated viewers on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook and all the rest of our platforms. We love you. We appreciate you. Next week we're gonna have the Zoom link up so you can call in, and not only call in, but you can also video in, and we're gonna be able to show you. So make sure you get your makeup done and your hair cut and whatever. So when you come on, that you're looking right and you're looking good, and we're gonna bring you right on.
We don't want to be looking at the ceiling, okay?
Right, none of that.
We want to see you.
Next week we got Loose Bundles, Harlem Nye, and all them coming up in here. Ooh. So big shout out to them,
yes.
for blessing with us on the couch next week. No disrespect, but loose up in here. We can get back to some ratchet topics, but I'm gonna go ahead and give him 2 good topics and make sure I pick his brain. But for my main man Mike Frisetto, I had to come correct, man. I couldn't play no games with him, and sure enough, he delivered. History teacher, movement moves media, all of the good stuff. You know, we had to come correct for him, and I think we came correct. All right, I think we had some great conversation today. All right,
yeah, I'm excited about next week because honestly, Harlem Night is another one that's really big. She's coming up.
She
been
big.
doing
She
her
coming
thing
up
on the domestic run. She was doing a lot of things for the community, all in talk conversation. She got a lot of good things going on. So make sure you guys follow her. She'll be here next week so we can pick her brain
next week.
as well.
We're gonna pick her brain. I was on her podcast on Monday. We had a great time. You know, they made me hit a freestyle. I said, all right, I had to go into my freestyle bag. You know what I'm saying? But big shout out to our audio visual man, my main man, my son.
Shout out to my
Colleen Bailey Jr., aka Lil Focus, 14 years old, does all of our audio and visual techniques. He edited my video now. He's a man above his time, varsity football player, basketball savant, best player on his team. He's the man for real, for real. Shout out to my son. I love his little light skinned self.
Yes.
All right, yo, thank y'all everybody for coming out. Believe in God, believe in the Almighty Creator, and believe in yourself and be better than the person you was yesterday. Big shout out to Indigenous Black Man. He said he going on Unbiased tomorrow. I'm gonna stop by tomorrow to talk with y'all tomorrow. Indigenous, I know I haven't been on that podcast in a while, but I was listening to one of the podcasts we did 2 days ago, and I mean, the level of conversation is just absolutely amazing, and I miss it. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to come through tomorrow night for that podcast, and we're going to chop it all the way up on Unbiased Podcast. Make sure y'all tune into that. Just search Unbiased on YouTube, and you'll get a dope-ass conscious community podcast. I might have to tag Frisetto, my boy Mike Frisetto, in there if he ain't doing nothing tomorrow. And when you tag him right on in, and we get on that podcast together. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening to DJ Focus Podcast with Quantitatted. We will see y'all next week. We love y'all. Peace.